XRP is going to be one of the keys to the new financial system. In today's video, I'm going to break down how it's much deeper than we really think. There's a massive separation happening financially, spiritually, and mentally. I'm first going to show you a tweet from Trump talking about the European Union smashing tariffs on them by June 1st. I'm also going to break down how I believe XRP and Ripple are going to be part of the new financial system as we transition from the old system, greed, lack of transparency, politicians running the system, to business people running the country, private and public sector coming together, more innovation and wealth than we've ever seen in America, a transparent financial system, people coming together, cooperation, and one of the greatest eras that you'll ever experience in your life. The question I have is, are you mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially prepared for this? If not, it's time to get your shit together. So as we dive into this, I'm going to break down what I believe. Now, what I'm encouraging you to do is not trust a word I say, but actually learn what I'm saying. Go deep into research. And that's the issue with our system is when I ask people, why do you believe what you believe? Because they say, well, that's what I was told. That's not good enough. We should always get down to the origin. And now that's what's happening. They're peeling back the curtain. They're revealing the truth. And guess what? The truth will set you free. And what's done in darkness will always come to light. So what you're experiencing is much deeper than just a financial switch. It's a spiritual switch. So I'm going to show you the first tweet from Trump, and then we're going to dive into the facts, figures, numbers, logic. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper into more the esoteric. And let's look into what I think is happening from a spiritual sense, because it's all in alignment with the way, the truth, and the life. Let's do this. All right. So first, we're going to dive into the tweet that Trump put out this morning. I think it came out this morning, but I put this on my Twitter account. So Donald Trump said the European Union, which was formed for primary purpose of taking advantage of America, of United States on trade, has been very difficult to deal with. Their powerful trade barriers, VAT, taxes, ridiculous corporation penalties, non-monetary trade barriers, monetary manipulation, unfair and unjustified lawsuits against American companies, and more have led to trade deficits with the US of more than 250, is that billion? 250 million a year, a number which is totally unacceptable. Our discussion with the team are going nowhere. Therefore, I recommend a straight 50% tariff on European Union starting June 1st, 2025. There is no tariff if the product is built and manufactured in the United States. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Okay. So I want you to pause for just a moment. I'm going to show you some detail on where I believe that the separation of consciousness is here. Religious people call it the rapture. Spiritual people call it the Great Awakening. Evil people call it the Great Reset. There is stuff happening right now where there is a separation. We're moving from left hemisphere of the brain, okay, worldly. We're moving to right hemisphere of the brain, intuition, creation, moving things into 3D form. We're heading into a whole new reality, blockchain technology, innovation, private and public sector coming together. On the back end of this, it's going to be phenomenal for those who are prepared. And that's why I believe companies like Ripple, one of the most innovative companies in the financial system, and technologies like XRP have the ability to transform the financial system as we know it. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper into this because this is much bigger than just financial. We know that Circle plans to IPO, but talks with Ripple and Coinbase could lead to sale. So they're in talks right now with Coinbase and Ripple. I mean, can you comprehend what would happen if Ripple purchases Circle? So let's understand, again, separation of consciousness, okay? So I want to show you the differences between USDT, Tether, and USDC, which is Circle, okay? So USDT, think of separation of consciousness. Let's think of the old system, okay? The old system is greed, industrial era, the 1% control everything, to now public and private sector coming together. Trump doesn't care if you win. He wants you to win, right? He wants money in your pockets, right? He wants lower interest rates. He's a real estate guy. He's a business guy. He wants you winning. It's a whole different world. Winners want people to win. Okay. Winners want people to win. That's how winning is done. So with you got USDT, the controversy and transparency concerns. Tether Limited, a Hong Kong-based company, is the issuer of Tether USDT. Over the years, Tether has faced scrutiny and controversy surrounding its transparency of reserves. Sounds like the old system, right? Well, you have USDC, regulated and a transparent approach. USDC, is a product of Center Consortium, a collaborative effort between Circle and Coinbase. Remember, Circle, Coinbase, there's BlackRock, there's all these connections here. So I'm just giving you like what I think is happening. The consortium takes a regulated, transparent approach, providing regular, I can't say that with my dyslexia, audit of the USDC reserves. These audits are conducted by independent auditors to ensure the USDC token is backed by the corresponding amount of USDT held in reserves. Okay, so Coinbase and Ripple are in talks with buying Circle. Do you realize what would happen if Ripple buys Circle? There's something bigger than us going on. There's a reason why this case has been delayed for 5 years and why Judge Torres just delayed it again. There's a systematic change in your financial system. Trump is dropping the hammer. That's why I've been saying the next 90 days are so important. These markets are going to fly on the back end of this year. He's going to bring so much wealth into this economy. Okay. They're going to lower interest rates. The bond market is screwed. So they're going to turn you're going to see more printing. You're going to see the amount of money they're going to print is going to dwarf what happened in 2020 to 2022. Because here's what they're going to do. They are going to print like crazy, lower interest rates. Okay. Get the economy running, and they're going to work to grow our way. They're going to work to grow GDP faster than debt. They're going to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. They're going to revalue gold. This is all my opinion. They're going to revalue gold. They're going to take that profit from the revaluation of gold. They're going to rebalance the balance sheet with some Bitcoin, a deflationary asset that has a fixed supply. And they're going to pump a bunch of money into America and grow. And they're going to grow faster than the debt. They're going to rebalance and monetize the balance sheet, and they're going to start to pay the debt down. It's just accounting. It's just money moving back and forth. They're going to grow so fast, monetize the investments, pay down the debt, and then we'll have a rebalanced economy. But you got to pay attention. What goes up must come down. We've been warning our warriors. When we get into about 2029, we're going to probably see some hyperinflation. So we have to prepare ourselves in our investments. That's why we're so strategic. And that's why we look at history and patterns to predict the future. Okay, so Eric Trump posted this. I hope you listen. This is just the beginning of a credible ride. Okay, that was when he talked about BTC on February 5th. Trump announced 3 times that you should buy now. Okay, so let's go into the Ripple narrative a little bit further here. Ripple X posted this. Financial EUROP becomes the first MiCA compliant Euro stablecoin on the XRP ledger. Okay. Abs posted this a couple days ago. Says Justin, new document published by the Idaho College of Law states President Trump has paved the way for XRP to continue to increase in value. Okay. There is some sort of connection with Brad Garlinghouse in the White House. I can't pin what it's going to be. There's a lot of things we can't see that's going on. Everybody says they have insight to stuff. None of us have insight to what's going on. This is much bigger than us. Okay. Mini codes were already discovered and quickly available to be used. Only 6 months ago, XRP was the 7th on the top 10 list. However, the change in the U.S. administration has paved the way for XRP to continue to increase in value. Replacing SEC Chair Gary Gensler. Gensler is a big deal because a lawsuit between Ripple, the company behind XRP token, and the SEC continues to drag on after more than 4 years. Exactly what I was talking about. There's just something that we can't see that's going on behind the scenes, and I think they're just not ready for the new system yet. I really believe that. I mean, if you go look on the SEC cases, I think egregious cases last about 12 to 24 months. This is not an egregious case. Okay, it's pretty simple. I've already come to a settlement. Judge Torres denied it and delayed it. There's just something. That's why I really believe July and then going into August it's just going to be like, you're going to see all this stuff. Remember, there's a 90-day reverberation effect to everything. Okay. All these decisions Trump has made, there's going to be a 90-day flow from that. Okay. You're going to see that come in around July, and then we're going to go into August 10th. The China deal should be either solved or delayed again, right? But I believe it's going to be solved. There'll be a trade deal with China. He said about 10 trillion is going to be coming into the economy. The tax bill passed, right? I believe it passed, right? We'll have the Genius Coin Stable Act, which is stable coin regulation. Okay. We're going to be going to an asset-backed currency. You're going to see more changes in 2025, excuse me, than you've ever seen before. And I'll leave you with this. Brazil Group new USD-backed stablecoin, USDB, is launching on XRP Ledger, giving individuals an institutional and seamless and secure way to move values across borders. Okay. So I truly believe, and when I say I believe, I have conviction. Okay. It's not like I believe because I read something or I'm following someone else or they're telling me. My number one holding is XRP. Okay. My number one is XRP. My number two is Bitcoin. Let me see. I want to make sure I get them in order. Number three is Solana. Number four is XLM. And number five is HBAR. That's my top five. Coming into close six is VeChain. So it's XRP, number one, BTC, number two, Solana, number three, XLM, number four, and HBAR, number five. Those are my top holdings. Peeling back the curtain, I tell you exactly what I do. Here's how I do my ecosystem, okay? I focus on 4 buckets. This has changed my life. Cash flow, not cash. Cash is trash. I transmute cash flow into deflationary assets. I have my bags packed and the other ones that I told you, but I'm every day accumulating Bitcoin and XRP. Okay. Every time there's a nice dip, I accumulate more. Okay. I'm going to continue to do that until I'm probably on this earth. Okay. So cash flow, moving into appreciating assets that are deflationary, the opposite US dollar. So I'm taking the cash that is debt. I'm being paid in someone else's debt in this monetary system. I'm transmuting that debt into something that is deflationary that'll help my family grow, that we can monetize in the future. I'm doing exactly what they're doing. Leverage, or excuse me, protection, which is insurance. Everybody should be using, I believe everybody should be using cash value life insurance and understanding how to insure your wealth. Okay. I put my money where my mouth is. I have cash value life insurance. Okay. We're using it for legacy, for family bank, for leverage. And then we have the leverage component. Okay. So on the leverage component, I hold Bitcoin and I'm never selling my Bitcoin. You should never sell your Bitcoin. You should accumulate, hold, accumulate, hold. And if you have to, you can use leverage. Okay. The example I did is I borrowed. We bought a general agency. I borrowed from my Bitcoin bank. They locked it up. I didn't sell any of my Bitcoin, took 70% LTV. I took that, got cash immediately in 24 hours, went and bought the firm. Firm is 2 months into paying it back. It'll be paid back in now 10 months. And then we took tax-free money at 14%. We bought the general agency. General agency paying it back. Bitcoin goes up on average of 50% per year. So if you do the math, we made 36% on a loan. The whole game has changed, guys. We are now the bank. We are now the bank. That is the beautiful thing about decentralized finance. That's why the bankers are freaking out. That's why Jamie Dimon hates Bitcoin, because you can be the bank. That's why they love blockchain technology, because guess what? They're going to have to use it. The system has to change. The bank is still using DOS systems. It doesn't work anymore, guys. So is there some big grand conspiracy going on? Could be, right? Could be. But what is happening is the system has to change. It's an old, archaic, broken banking system. Okay. The old system of thought, the old system of do what you're told is now moving into, let me do my own research. Let me speak from my truth. Think about it. You got people like Tucker Carlson who leaves the media station and absolutely explodes. Okay. That's an example. The truth will set you free. What's done in darkness comes to light. The Bible is real. God is real. Jesus Christ is King. And I'm comfortable saying that on my channel. Jesus Christ is King. God is real. And someone asked me the other day, what church do I don't go to church. I'm in church every single day. And I don't think there's anything wrong with going to church. I think it's phenomenal. I think, having a religious organization that you believe in and believing in something outside yourself and having faith, I think it's phenomenal. So I praise you if you go to a church, and I praise you if you spend time honoring God and whatever way you honor God. And our family, we believe in God, family, protecting our ecosystem at all costs. And I stay out of other men's business because I'm too busy working on mine. So I love you guys very, very much. And I appreciate you so, so much. I really, really do. So If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you like this video so more people can see it. And I want to share something with you guys really quickly because our event is starting to sell out. And I want to make sure. Now we have the 3T Warrior Academy, which is for men and women, but I do have a men's program and we have a badass event coming up. So if you go to down in the description of this video, you'll see it in the YouTube channel. Or if you click the link in my bio, it'll be the third one down. Okay. You click the Awakening the Inner King. The 50% is over. Okay. It is June 28th, 8 a.m. to 5:15. So we are going to, oh, I'm showing the wrong screen here. There you go. You click here, boom, you register. It is selling out. So, oh, shoot. Sorry about that. There you go. If you scroll down here, you will see that. And then you go here. We have the general mission tickets left. And so you will be hanging out with me, Coach JV. You're going to be breaking down everything with me. So it's my war plan, principle decision model, building a creed for your family, understanding the financial patterns that I follow, right? What are my exercise patterns? It's a whole mind, body, and soul transformation, breaking bread together, hanging out together, and getting in the weeds together and getting uncomfortable together. So more men need this. We need community. We need to rise up. We need a place that makes us comfortable so that we can start to expand and protect our family. So I'd love to see you at that event. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.